Want to learn some psychology? Tough. You're going to. Want to learn some nerdy psychology today? Alright. This is about the power of context. So if you watch my videos, you see I refer to context a lot. Why? Because as a clinical psychologist, one of my specialisms is trauma. And I honed my craft on the front lines for years, plus a bunch of nerdiness in the background. And one thing that is very obvious in people who struggle with trauma, anxiety, self-criticism, is they have no context. Their brain, their mind, it doesn't let them use context. Why really did this thing happen? Well, it's because I'm a bad person. That's because I deserved it. No. Context is contextualless. You know what I mean? There's no context to it. So a big part of my job is to help people build context. Now, why really did it happen? Because that self-critical belief is simple. And we're not simple. We're very complex as creatures. Context. That's why I go on about it. And now there is a biological reason why people, particularly under high stress, don't use context. And it's to do with how your brain operates under stress. It works very differently. It encodes things fast and dirty. It doesn't tag things and tie things to past events. For example, if you develop PTSD, it's because the memory's not sitting where it needs to be. It's not contextualized. It's not weaved into what we call the autobiographical narrative. And that can happen with different things. And you know, because your brain wants to process information. And so if it can't get to a piece of information, it keeps trying to. That's where you get quite a few of your PTSD symptoms. So under high levels of stress, your hippocampus starts working differently, and your hippocampus, the circuitry around it, is heavily involved with providing context. Where does this fit in my life? Is it a big deal, little deal? What's this say about me? What's this say about the world? Context. People under high stress, high levels of anxiety, trauma, low self-esteem, they often don't let themselves use context, or their brain gets so stressed that they go into a similar state where, again, their brain struggles to access context. So context, that's why I say it's king or queen. It's that ability to weave in the complexities of life. All things happen for a reason far more complicated than I'm a bad person, I wasn't enough, I'm weak. That is a contextualist narrative, and one must trust their evolution. We develop the ability to use context because it helps us navigate the world in a more complex way. And the more complex behaviors you can use to navigate the world, the better you're going to do. So whenever you have a simple understanding of yourself, you're not being as complex as you can, and that's one of your big problems. Just something to think about. Okay.